Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I literally got all ready, sat down, started filming the video, or tried to start filming this video, and of course my baby woke up, because that's what babies do, huh? They never give you enough time. But Avery's joining us for today's video. We'll see if Paige decides to come in. If you're new here, hi, I'm Katie. This is my 3-month-old Avery, and then I have a 2.5, or almost 3-year-old now. That's crazy. I have an almost 3-year-old Paige, and I have like a lot of mom content on here, lots of vlog style videos, days in the life, stuff like that. But today's video is going to be newborn essentials because Avery is officially out of the newborn stage, and I'm actually so curious on what other people consider the newborn stage because I feel like it's controversial. Some people say like 4 weeks. I hear 6 weeks a lot. I personally feel like the first 3 months is the newborn stage. Like once they get through that 3-month mark, that's when they kind of start to turn into like a baby, in my head. But it just like, it's pretty controversial. Like I wonder what other people think. Anyway, so comment below and let me know because I'm curious. But Avery is almost 4 months and I just like cannot believe how fast it's gone. And I wanted to share with you guys like what I use the most. I'll talk about like with Paige as well because Paige was a completely different baby than Avery. Like they are polar opposites in things that they like and ways that they work. Like of course that's how it goes with kids. You have one figured out and then you have the next and everything's different all over. So, I mean, I'm calling this like newborn essentials. However, essentials for babies, I feel like a couple outfits, a car seat, and like maybe a comfortable place for them to sleep. Those are the essentials. Like if you want to be a minimalist, that's what you need. Your baby only needs love and care. And if you breastfeed, then boobs. If you formula feed, then a bottle, you know. But bottom line, they need food, a place to sleep, and a way for them to get around. So anyways, these are what I guess I would call things that are nice to have with a newborn. Things I used a lot with my newborn. Stuff like that, you know. They're not essentials, but they kind of are. Anyways, the first thing I want to talk about is the Bobby. This nursing pillow for both my kids. I love this nursing pillow. It kind of depends on the person. Some people say they like the ones with the straps better. Some people, like they have so many nursing pillows out there. But for me personally, the Bobby is perfect. I'm a very tall person. I'm 5'10" if you don't know. And so like it fits perfectly around my waist. And then here, I'll just show you since she's here. It fits perfectly around my waist so I can like take the pressure off my shoulders and my back from holding her. I do still prop her up like with my arm like this. And then when she's feeding, I just like, it's so much more relaxing to not have to like use my back muscles, my shoulder muscles, like not be so stiff. Like I can relax and feed her with this, and it's just, I love it. I used it with Paige because even after I stopped breastfeeding her, I would still use this to rock her to sleep at night because like was her favorite way to fall asleep. And if she ever woke up in the middle of the night, I would just go in, poke the Bobby on, and then like rock her. That way, once again, I wasn't having to use all my muscles to like lift her and cuddle her. Like I would just put her on the Bobby. So like I use this forever, swear by it, love it. I also highly recommend having a second cover for it. So like I have 2 covers for that one because babies are disgusting and messy and they spit up a lot and they blow out a lot, and like I put that on the floor a lot, so if I ever take it anywhere, like I definitely want to wash it. So it's nice to have 2 covers. Once again, not essential, but it's just nice to have. So highly recommend the Bobby. The next thing that I want to talk about is a bouncer and a swing. So kids are polar opposite. Like I said, Avery lives in bouncers. I actually have 2 for her. I have this Ingenuity one, which I really like this one because it's automatic. So there's actually like a little weight on the back here that will like bounce it for you instead of you having to sit there and manually bounce it with your foot like her other one. The only thing is it's a very gentle bounce. Like it doesn't bounce them very hard, and she likes to be bounced hard. Do you want to sit in there for now? She likes to be bounced like really way harder than what the little weight does. And so, but she lives in the bouncer. I feel like it is so nice. I honestly feel like you don't need both. I have both, but if you're like on a budget or trying to be more minimalistic with things, I would pick one or the other. It's nice to have both too. If you want to get both, do it. But if you're trying to like be a little tighter, pick one or the other. And the bouncers are cheaper than baby swings typically, but I also have this baby swing. Avery just recently started liking it. For the first like 2 months, she did not like the swing. I don't know if it was the swinging motion that she didn't like she prefers the up and down bouncing motion, but she recently started liking this. I do let her, like, she is more content in this more often now, but Paige lived in the swing. She absolutely loved her swing. So it's just like funny how every baby is different, but it's so nice to have somewhere where you can just set them down and let them rest so you can get something done. Or like set them down somewhere where they're going to be like comfortable and just be content for a little bit. So I highly recommend having like a baby bouncer or a swing. Babies just like motion. Like most babies like some type of motion. I do let my kids nap in them. It's not recommended by like whatever association recommends that kind of stuff, but like Avery will nap so much longer if she's in the swing or the bouncer, and that's how Paige was as well. So it's nice to have something automatic like that. The next thing that I would have a lot of is baby blankets. Avery was born in April, so like the first couple months I always had a baby blanket on her, and then July and August rolled around and it's way hotter in those months, so she doesn't use a blanket as much. But I know like October, November, December, she'll be using blankets a lot again. So it's nice to have a lot of these on hand, especially if you leave the house a lot like I do. Like you always want to have your baby bundled up in a blanket, so I recommend getting like quite a few of these so that you can rotate them through the wash and that your baby always has a clean one. So they can be nice and cozy, huh? You like to be cozy with the blankie, huh? And especially in the summertime, like our house is an ice box. My husband likes to keep the AC freezing, so I usually have a blanket on her in the, like when we're at home as well. The next thing I want to talk about is sleeping. So Avery loves, if you guys have been following me for a while, what, honey? You want to be sitting up? She loves to be like constantly up and a part of things. Like she doesn't like to lay down and relax. She's not a relaxed baby. Anyways, I want to talk about, do you want to sit? You can sit, relax. Sleeping. So the Love to Dream sleep sack is what Avery is obsessed with and loves. It's this one. It holds her hands up. It keeps her like tight and comfortable. She's kind of outgrowing it now. Like she's more into sucking her thumb. But for the first 3 months, she slept in this every single night. I originally started with, I think this is Swaddle Me. I think that's the brand. But it's just a Velcro sleep sack. So this is what Paige was obsessed with. Paige slept in this every single night for the first 3 months. She loved being swaddled down and tight. So the Velcro swaddles were awesome. I highly recommend Velcro swaddles, but you never know what your baby's gonna like. So I don't recommend stocking up on either one. Like get 1 or 2 of like each kind and see what your baby likes, and then once you figure out what they like, you can buy a couple more. That's the way I would do it, just because like I said, Avery hated this. She absolutely did not want to be swaddled down with her arms to her side. She wanted them up by her face so she could comfort herself with her hands. So either one, I highly recommend getting some sort of sleep sack though. Babies don't like to be like out, like they don't I guess I should just like, they don't want to be free when they're sleeping. They're used to the womb, which is super tight and like all together. So it's nice to have something like that for them to sleep. That way they don't startle themselves awake at night. They're just more like, I just feel like they're comfier and cozier like in something tight like that. Like as an adult, you would not think so, but a baby who's used to being in the womb, which is so tight, that's what they like. So highly recommend getting some of those. The next thing I want to talk about is sleepers, or like footy pajamas. I don't really know what you call this, but these footy pajamas, this one is from Old Navy, and I love the Old Navy ones, and most of the Carter ones, the one that she's wearing right now is Carter's, but 10 out of 10 recommend like looking for ones for the first thing with the hands. So like this one has the little thing where the hands fold over, so that way they're not scratching their face up like she always does all the time. Like she's such a scratcher, so she scratches up her face so bad. So I love the ones that have like the fold over hand covers. It's getting harder with her to put that on because she likes to suck her thumb, and so she'll get so upset and just suck on her hand, and then she's soaking wet. But the hand covers are very nice, especially when they're like little. And then the next thing that I always look for with my sleepers, are zipping from the bottom up. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like the zippers on the bottom. So in the middle of the night, if you have to change their diaper, I recently stopped changing her diaper in the middle of the night, but like for the first couple months you usually do have to do that, and you don't have to completely undress them to do that. You just zip it up from the bottom, pull their feet out, change their diaper, and then zip it back down. And then the other thing with that is like the swaddle. Like if she's swaddled, especially in the Love to Dream zips from the bottom up too, so I don't have to take her out of her swaddle in the middle of the night and like disrupt her, if that makes sense. She'll kind of stay in the zone of like being tired. So I don't know. And like I said, Old Navy, they have them, and then most Carter's brand also has them. Not Carter's doesn't have the ones that always go over the hands, but most of them zip from the bottom up. So going along with that, dang it, I didn't grab it. I'm just gonna insert like a little clip here. Baby electric nail file, 100% necessary. I hated clipping both my girls' nails. I've actually never clipped Avery's nails, and I tried to clip Paige's nails one time. The one time I did, I cut her finger. I sobbed. I felt so bad. Like I called my husband in tears, and he was like, what the hell happened? Like he probably thought Paige was dying or something. And I was like, I nicked her finger and she bled. Like I felt so bad. So ever since then, I never ever cut her nails. I hate it. And I actually posted on social media about it, and I got a couple messages about the electric nail file. Everyone's like, get an electric nail file. So I looked it up on Amazon. Best purchase ever. I just file their nails down. It works so good. It doesn't hurt their fingers at all. So you don't have to worry about like, you know, rubbing their fingers raw or anything like that. Like you just file their nails down so they're not super sharp. You get all the edges really good so that they don't have any sharp edges where they can like nick their face or anything like that. And it's just the best. Like I highly recommend getting an electric nail file. So much better than nail clippers. I hate trimming baby nails. I feel like it's just the worst. I hate it. The next thing I want to talk about, this is for breastfeeding moms. If you don't breastfeed, I don't know. So Avery actually refuses to take a bottle, which has been the biggest pain ever, because of course that means I can't ever leave her for more than a couple hours at a time. Whereas Paige would take a bottle just fine, but she breastfed like 90% of the time, and then every once in a while, if I wasn't around or if like someone else was watching her, Garrett wanted to give her a bottle or something, she would just drink. This girl and her bows, she always rips them down. And I like don't even notice. But I would just de-thaw breast milk, put it in the bottle, and Paige would drink it just fine. This one will not. I've tried so many bottles. If you've been following us for a while, you know I've tried so hard to get her to take a bottle. She also doesn't take a binky. Paige loved taking binkies. Like she took them literally from straight out of the womb. Like I gave it to her in the hospital. She loved it. Would take it, no problem. This one, I did the same thing. She hates them. She spits them out. She doesn't want it. She wants nothing to do with the binkies. So every kid is different. Every kid is different. Just be aware of that if you're having more than one. But for breastfeeding moms, I highly recommend the Haka. I love this thing. I hate pumping. I hate pumping so much. I feel like it's so time consuming. For me at this point, it's so not worth it because she won't take a bottle. I did it with Paige way more, but she won't take a bottle. So I'm like, what am I pumping for? So the Haka is great because it just catches your letdown. It's minimal effort. The only thing you have to do is clean it. But I highly recommend the bigger size. So if you're like trying to figure out what one to get the bigger size, the one with the base, so you can set it down. Because the other one that I have has a smaller base and it like would fall, and then I would be so upset because my breast milk gold would just be spilled everywhere. So I highly recommend getting the one with the base. And then it's also really nice to have the cover, just because when you're like feeding your baby, if it gets full or like you finish feeding and you pop it off and you have to set it somewhere, just set it somewhere so you can finish doing what you're doing with your baby and then take care of the milk. So highly recommend getting a Haka. It's just a silicone thing, so you squeeze it, you pop it on your boob, let go, and it just suctions to your boob and catches all your letdown. For me personally, my letdown is insane, so I will get like 3 or 4 ounces just from like one feeding with her on the opposite boob. So it's just so nice for stuff like that. And then for her breast milk, I don't, like I said, don't really pump a ton, still have a ton of milk, and so I'll use it when I'm making her baby food, or she has really bad eczema, so it's really good to put in her bathtub. Just, I can use it in ways like that, you know? So I highly recommend, if you're trying to breastfeed, get the Haka. It's so worth it. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about, once again, not an essential, it's just something nice to have, and that's a play gym for your baby to lay on. Avery loves laying on it, and just Paige did too. Like, she loves just laying on it and looking around all the different like shapes and colors. The one that I have sings songs and like lights up, and so she loved to like look at that. I'm sure she can't really see colors and stuff, but they can see contrast and all of that. So like, most play gyms are made specifically for newborns, and they know like newborn vision. And so it's just nice for them to like have somewhere, once again, comfortable to like lay and just chill for a little bit. Also do tummy time on. I love that you can just like take off the play gym part. For mine, I can link the one I have below. I think it's just a Fisher Price one, but you can like take it off, throw it in the wash it. Avery and Paige have both blew out on it before, so it's nice that it's washable. Just a little area for them. The next thing I want to talk about is this little nose sucker. They give you these in the hospital, and everyone talks about the nose Frida. I think Paige is looking for me. I don't know if she knows I'm in here. She's fine. Anyways, the nose Frida. And I actually got that for her because I use this all the time. So like, maybe the nose Frida like will be really good. I think she has like allergies maybe a little bit. I don't know, but she's always stuffy. And so I use this all the time. Whereas with Paige, she wasn't really stuffy. I didn't use it as much. So I never even got the nose Frida. I just use this every once in a while when I needed to. I like this better. This is $2. The nose Frida is like 15 or something, and then you still have to buy replacement parts for it. And it's also way bigger, way more of a pain. Like, I just like this better. I feel like it gets in her nose better. It can get stuff out better. I hear Paige crying. Hold on. Paige, what's wrong? I'm in baby's room, okay? I'm in baby Avery's room. Everyone says that 3 is harder than 2, and I think that we're starting that. She's gonna be 3 in a month. And she's already starting. Send help. Anyways, I'm just saying, get the nose Frida if you want to try it. It's fine. I just personally like this better, and it's so much cheaper. So I highly recommend having one of these though, because when your baby's stuffy, it's the best feeling to just be able to help relieve that for them. So highly recommend having one of these on hand too. Like I said, $2, totally worth it. Next thing I want to talk about is Burp class. I promise you want to have a lot of these on hand, like a lot. Avery doesn't really spit up a ton, but she does drool a lot. She spits up every once in a while, but she's just, I always am like wiping her down. Like, her face always has like either drool or a little bit of spit up. Come here, what is wrong? What's wrong, baby? What? Hey, what's wrong? Did you not know where I was?
Mommy.
What?
Go outside.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm filming a video. What are you doing? Why are you crying?
Because I want mommy come.
Mommy's right here, and baby Sissy's right here. We're right here. We didn't go anywhere. I could hear you the whole time. You were over in there watching YouTube on your iPad. If you're having multiple kids, if you're wondering what it's like, it's just constant chaos all the time. And I don't know how people do it with multiple. Like, I have 2 and I'm struggling. Imagine having like 4 or 5. There's some people that have like 12. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Anyways, we're getting toward the end. Burp cloths are so nice to have on hand. You want to have them in every single room of your house. Like, I promise, you just need a lot of them. So highly recommend having those. This is the last thing I have, thank goodness. We're to the end, y'all. Drool bibs. Avery. Paige didn't drool as much. I swear I don't remember her drooling this much. Avery drools a ton, and her doctor did bring it up in her last appointment that she's going to start drooling a lot more, and it's not necessarily because she's teething. It's just because I don't remember exactly, but he explained it to me. I just didn't process it completely to remember, but he said that it's normal for them to drool a lot, and that's all I took from it. I was like, okay, this is normal. She drools so much, and she chews on everything. So she'll chew on her hands all the time. She sucks her thumb, so she's constantly like soaking wet, especially right here. Like, she just recently started chewing on her onesies because I like transitioned her up a size, and so they're a little bit too big, so it bubbles up and she'll just chew on it and she'll be soaking wet. So I highly recommend getting drool bibs. They have so many cute ones on like Amazon or just any website, but Amazon is where I got these ones, and you just button them to them so that she can chew on this and she can like get this soaking wet. That way I can take it off and replace it. So I always have usually 1 or 2 in my diaper bag, and then I'll put one on her if we're ever leaving the house or if I feel like she needs one. So drool bibs are also like a must, I feel like, and they're also so cute. Like, they just add to the outfit. Anyways, the the last thing, I did say that was the last thing, but there's one more thing that I wanted to talk about, and it's just a baby like station setup. So I highly recommend having somewhere that you change your baby close to where you sleep too, because it's just nice to be able to like get up, roll out of bed, get your baby and change them really quick, sit down, feed them, put them back to sleep. You know, like it's nice to just have it all right there. And it's so nice to have like a whole station set up where everything's like organized. So for mine, I have the baby changing pad. I just set it on top of our dresser. You don't need a whole baby changing station. Like if you want to buy that, cool, go for it. But if you have a dresser, the pad is perfect. You just set it on top of the dresser and you can... Okay, hold on. So you could just change them on top of there and then have like a little basket like mine, and I just keep her wipes, diapers, and then like anything that she'll like be using. So like her butt cream, the butt spatula, like her brush is in there. She's got cradle cap pretty bad, so after baths I brush her hair out really good to try and like get the dead skin off. But just like you could just have one little basket and one little station where everything is, and you don't have to worry about it. Anyways, thanks for sticking around if you're still here. If you are, please leave a comment and let me know. Hi honey, are you okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I've been trying to film this video for days, and I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, this is my life now, so welcome. If you want to join along, I would love for you to subscribe to see more of our videos. Give this video a like, it really helps support my channel. Comment below. I love chatting with you guys in the comments, and we will see you in our next one. Bye! I can't hit the camera, but